11 years, four-time Pro Bowler, right tackle for the Eagles. Now, did you grow up a big baseball fan in Oklahoma? I know they have good sports. Or did you become a Philly fan because you got sucked into the energy? It's crazy on television. Did you just kind of get sucked into it?
Yeah, it was weird. So I grew up close to Houston, so I was an Astros fan growing up. And ironic, they played last year. So yeah, I was at the game last night. Didn't go the way we wanted to, but big game tonight to hopefully send them to the World Series. So get some redemption for last year.
Yeah, Bryce Harper just fits the city. By the way, so does the tush push. I didn't initially like it. I couldn't stand it. And my two reasons were it looks awful. And then I thought, all quarterback sneaks do. And then I thought guys will get hurt. And I thought, well, guys get hurt on screenplays. What do I care? I mean, everybody gets hurt all the time. It's a pro football, right? And so then I kind of I watched it this week and I'm like, shouldn't I give the Eagles credit for innovation? Kelsey, great O-line, and Jalen Hurts, the power lifter. And I thought, it doesn't get a yard. It gets 3. This is innovation. Yeah. This is what Apple gets lauded for with their products in Silicon Valley. They create something nobody else can do. How do you view it?
Well, I'll tell you what, it feels awful a couple days after the game, after going in there a few times. I felt like, Brady was really good at it with the Patriots, not so long ago. But, it really started out, I feel like, 2 or 3 years ago, and we were successful with it. And then really just, I guess, how successful we've been with it. I think it all starts with Kels, just him getting low. And then, you have Landon and Jordan on that side. That's, probably the biggest side in football. So, I was really surprised we ran it, on that fourth down, the first one. I think we're on our own 26 and ended up going for it, twice on that series, really to, put us in the position to win the game. So, a lot of talk's been, been on this subject. So it's just one of those plays, like we don't run it all the time, but, we've been really successful at it. So, I think it just starts with, Kels and then everybody else from there just surging in.
You said it, you don't feel good after it. That's what the NFL worries about. Like, okay, so you tell me, when you do that 6 times a game, is it tough on the body?
Yeah, but what's weird for me is like usually, I'm playing tackle, so I'm on the island. Usually I'm using my hands a lot more than what the guard or center usually does. So, it's pretty normal for them, but for the tackles, we're going in and kind of dumpster diving. So, I think we get a little bit of taste. I think we get a little bit of taste of what the centers and guards have to go through every play. So, it's a little bit of payback for us.
Yeah, that's why right tackles last longer than centers. Dumpster diving's exactly right. So Nick Sirianni, I really like Nick. He had a press conference. I thought it was brutal. I thought this guy's not going to work. And then slowly over time, Jalen Hurts, the identity, Shane Steichen, he leaves. If I said to you, somebody had never met Sirianni, all the coaches you've had, high school, college, pro, what does Nick do? Like, what is the thing? You've had coaches, all different specialties, position coaches, coordinators, head coaches. What's Nick's special sauce that he does that maybe other coaches haven't done as well?
He's just very accountable, and just what you talked about, that press conference. I mean, as soon as he had it, he came into the team meeting room and said, guys, I just had a terrible press conference. And kind of just is really authentic to himself. And, I think another great attribute of his is communication. So if there is any problems with the offense or defense, he'll let it be known, and he'll do his best to solve the situation. So I think just the accountability and then the communication aspect with him is what made him so successful, the past 3 years.
You know what's interesting, Lane Johnson, by the way, for our radio audience, you guys are very unique. You're the only franchise in the league that you move off quarterbacks and coaches that win. Chip Kelly, Nick Foles, Carson Wentz, Doug Peterson. This is a copycat league. If you win, you just sign guys. Everybody's terrified of getting fired. Philadelphia's like, we won a Super Bowl. We're going to try something else. It's very unique in this league, right? Like, that just doesn't happen in pro football. What's it like to be part of it that you just went and got a great safety from Tennessee. It's a constantly evolving machine. It feels different than the rest of the league, doesn't it?
Yeah, unfortunate. I feel like we're, very proactive in the building just with, if we have any problems with our football team, we kind of address them. And find our needs, and then we communicate, pretty well with the veterans and start from there. I think, Coach does a good job of, putting a lot of responsibility on the veterans to kind of lead the group and go from there. But yeah, I mean, it's been fun. I know I'm very fortunate to be a part of it. There's a lot of the great players that play on not so good teams their whole career, but really over the past 5 years, we've done a good job of winning and getting in the playoffs. And even though we come up short, or we came up short last year, we feel like we're in a good position to do some things this year.
I was not a huge fan of Miami. I said I think if you get physical with them, they're fast, and when fast meets physical, in my lifetime, physical wins. Did you know in that game, did you have a sense, Lane? You respected them. They're dangerous. But did you sense watching film before the Miami game, we're going to eventually have our way in the trenches by the third and fourth quarter? Did you see that?
Yeah, I mean, but they came out playing, 5 down the whole game, so different than what we were expecting. What's funny, Fangio was with us all last year, and so he got to see how we operate as an offense. So it's kind of like, he knew everything that we were about to do. But, no, we knew defensively that they were sound. They had really good front, good linebackers. I knew offense they may struggle a little bit. Teron Armstead's out there, left tackle, has been one of the best in the league for, his entire career. So I just feel like they did a good job of pressuring Tua, really eliminated the run game. I think that made him really one-dimensional.
Yeah.
Tyrese is going to make his plays, which he did, especially that one play. I don't know if you saw it, but he outran everybody in the stadium. So, yeah, we knew if we could eliminate some of those plays and stop the run game, we were going to have a chance. So, really, defense played a heck of a game. Offense, we're not where we want to be. We're still struggling in the red zone. Didn't have a great day, third downs, but found a way there. And really that last drive or 2 drives to seal it. So we're not clicking on all cylinders offensively. I feel like we haven't all year. So we still got a lot of work to do.
By the way, you haven't allowed a sack in 44 games, which is just insane. Now, sometimes on the internet and television, people are like, Lane Johnson moved his right foot. He's cheating. Lane's moving up. What do you make when you see that because you kind of created this like quick step, and everybody, because you never give up a sack, what's the old saying? If they can't beat you, they hate you, right? So like when you see people say, Lane, you're moving early, what do you make of that?
When I came in the league, I saw Jason Peters get off the ball probably earlier than I did, so he was better at it than I was. When I watch Trent Williams does the same thing. It's like for me, if you're in a 100-meter dash and you're a second late off the start, you're going to lose the game. So for me, whenever I'm late off the snap and you get turned, you're in a really bad spot. But, I think with the streak, a lot of it goes to Jalen, too, being mobile and elusive.
Yeah.
When you have a mobile quarterback back there, sometimes the rush approaches are a little bit different. The defensive ends don't want to break contain or let him out of the pocket. So, there's a lot that goes into that. Obviously I have great talent next to me with the guards and centers. So there's a lot that goes into it. A lot of it's luck, to be honest with you. But my job is I try to get back off the line of scrimmage, stay square, and then, just react. You have such great athletes out there on the edge that you really have to be patient with your hands. These guys are really good at, swatting your hands and getting around the edge. So for me, it's all about being patient and knowing when to use my hands and then knowing when to change up my set lines. So, with that, been very fortunate.
By the way, the Eagles win almost 65% of their games when Lane Johnson plays, 36% without him. He is going to be a first-ballot Hall of Famer. As always, good luck. I'm jealous. I would love to be at Game 7 tonight. The Phillies are the most consumable, watchable team in the sport, and I love Bryce Harper. Good luck to the Phillies and the Eagles. Good seeing you again.
You too. Thank you. Thanks for having me on.
You bet. 11 years, 4-time Pro Bowler. Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from The Herd or go watch a few segments from other shows on FS1.